A reality television star that happens to know a thing or two about precious metals sat down to discuss why getting physical silver is so difficult right now, and we're going to be talking about that in today's video. Welcome back, guys, to the Independent Experience. It has been a few weeks, actually, since I've gotten a video out for you guys, and I apologize. It's just getting crazy. Things are just getting crazier out there. This is your morning market wake-up call for Thursday, July 1st, 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see where we're starting today off at. Gold is currently at $17.83.17. Silver is at $26.34, and that gives us a ratio of 67.70. Platinum is back over $1,100, currently at $11.02.92, and palladium has made a very, very nice push the last couple of days, currently at $28.19.34. Rhodium has also gained a little bit since our last video. Currently, it is at $20,200. In base metals, copper is up slightly from our last video, currently at $4.22. Nickel is at $8.21. Aluminum is up at $1.13. Zinc also up at $1.32. And lead has broken that dollar mark, currently at $1.03. Barrels of crude oil have jumped significantly since our last video. Currently, those barrels are at $75.20. We've seen gains on Wall Street the last several weeks. We are starting to see things turn around. Yesterday was a mixed day. The Dow Jones was up 210 points at 34,502.51. The Nasdaq was down 24 points at 14,503.95, and the S&P 500 was up 5 points at 4297.50. The U.S. dollar index is recovered somewhat from our last video. Currently, it is sitting at 92.35. If you guys trade in Bitcoin, Bitcoin is currently at 33,534.10, and Dogecoin is at 25 cents. If you happen to exchange gold back today, whether that be the Utah, the Nevadan, or the New Hampshire, those are exchanging for $3.74. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have a reality television star that happens to know quite a bit about the precious metals industry sitting down to discuss what he thinks the problems with the silver market is right now. This comes to us as an interview from Kitco News titled Pawn Stars Rick Harrison on Why It's Hard to Find Silver Right Now. Supply disruptions that began during the outbreak of COVID still linger and continue to cause shortages of physical silver deliveries, driving premiums up, according to Rick Harrison, owner of the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, as featured on the hit reality TV show Pawn Stars. Quote, "It's very hard to keep any bullion in stock, and that the bullion I do have, I'm selling $3 to $4 over spot when it comes to silver. It's very difficult to get, and physical silver is a very hard thing to find right now. I know a lot of people in this business. Physical delivery is very hard right now," Harrison told Michelle Makori, editor-in-chief of Kitco News. Pawn Stars is a reality television show that chronicles the daily activities of the family-run, world-famous gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas. The series airs on the History Channel and has been the network's highest-rated program. Quote, "With COVID, the U.S. government stopped making eagles for a while, and they got really behind. So there was a lag there. All last year, there was massive physical demand, and there's lots of physical demand still now. The whole supply, and there are just whole supply issues. I'm talking to a supply manufacturer, and its supply chain issues getting the silver from point A to point B to point C. It's not really the way it used to be," he said. Harrison noted that there's a lot of, quote, "free money in the system right now, which has caused bids on collectible items and luxury goods to skyrocket. Quote, I'm selling video games right now for tens of thousands of dollars for just the cartridges. I can't keep a Rolex in stock. I can't find any Rolexes. Generally, there are tons of people selling used Rolexes wholesale. I can't get my hands on any, he said. Harrison added that one of the biggest business trends in the U.S. right now is a shortage of labor. I was talking to a person yesterday. He has 12 fast food restaurants in Southern California. He's closing 2 of them, not because they're not making any money for him, but because he can't get an employee, he said. And that was an interview with Rick Harrison from the Gold and Silver Pawn in Las Vegas. He had some interesting points, but I think it's probably things that he's just echoing. It seems like we've heard all of those things before, us that keep our ears to the ground, of course. So there's one thing I always remember about that show, and I don't know if you guys watch the show. I personally, I enjoy it. I think it's a fun show. It's kind of like Antiques Roadshow, if you break it down to essentially what it is, it's people bringing their stuff in to get appraised. Except on Antiques Roadshow, they don't get talked down or bid down on their products, and they don't usually often show a lot of the fake items on Antiques Roadshow. So it is quite fun to watch people's dreams get crushed, though, thinking they've got some kind of family heirloom, and it turns out that it's nothing, and grandpa was maybe never in the war. So there was one thing I always remember about watching that show, though. There was an episode where this guy brought in like a cart of silver. And when I say a cart, I mean like one of those great big flatbed carts you get at the lumber store. And it was just a pile of these great big, just massive silver bars that were weighing like 75, 100 pounds a piece. And, if I'm going to find that video, I'm going to put it down in the description below because it is fantastic. This guy just comes in with just a freaking cart of silver. I bet Rick wishes that he found that guy now, though. If I remember correctly, the amount that the gentleman got for his silver, although it was a fair price, was like from 10 years ago when silver was like $12 an ounce. So if he had just held on a little bit longer, right? So, all right. Well, let me know down in the comments what you guys happen to think about Rick's comments on silver. Obviously, I think it's one of those things where obviously we all know that there's a supply issue. The demand is just super high right now. But I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say on the topic. All right. I do greatly appreciate every single one of you. And if you haven't appreciated old NDXP Bullion, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me right there. It helps me out immensely. If you happen to be new to the independent experience and you want to keep up to date on when all the latest and greatest content, comes out, make sure you hit the subscribe and jingle bell right there in the corner, bing bong, so you can stay notified of when the new content comes out. Of course, we're going to pop the box up on this side of the screen. This is the gateway to the back catalog of videos. You can start clicking through those at your heart's content at the end of this one. Guys, I have been NDXP Bullion from the Independent Experience, and I'm here again to remind you, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find your pockets heavy.